Interpersonal conflict is exhausting. When you're stuck in an active argument, the emotional toll can drain your entire day. But there is a logical, methodical way to navigate out of it. The framework for this comes from a 2,000-year-old letter written by the Apostle Paul to the people in the ancient city of Ephesus. By the end of this video, you will have a concrete 5-step checklist to de-escalate your anger and restore a broken relationship. Before we hit step 1, we have to establish a baseline prerequisite. You must decide right now that your ultimate goal is unity, not winning the argument. If your priority is just to prove the other person wrong, the rest of these steps will fail. Step 1 is to suit up and identify the real enemy. Take a moment to write down the exact conflict you are facing right now, but completely remove the other person's name as the villain. Paul warns us that the human being sitting across from you is not actually your enemy. The true target is the division itself, the dark, abstract forces pulling you two apart. You need to put on a set of mental body armor to protect your mindset. This keeps you focused on fighting the problem rather than reverting to attacking your peer. That brings us to step 2, shedding your old reactions. Paul describes our toxic emotional responses as an old set of dirty clothes. You have to intentionally take them off before any resolution can start. The first item to take off your list is harboring anger. You need to actively stop letting it simmer. Next, cut off the urge to vent. No gossiping to third parties. Finally, cancel any plans for revenge, whether active retaliation or passive-aggressive behavior. Until you discard these 3 reactions, resolving the actual conflict is impossible because you are still actively wearing the problem. Now that your mindset is clear, we move to step 3, communicating with truth and encouragement. Take a moment to draft exactly what you need to say to the other person. The first rule for this draft is that it must be the absolute truth. Strip away any manipulation and state the facts directly. The second rule is about your intent. The specific words you choose must be designed exclusively to encourage the person and resolve the issue, not to tear them down. Next is step 4, applying the logic of elevation. This is the conscious choice to prioritize the other person's needs. Find one specific way to elevate their viewpoint above your own during the upcoming conversation. The psychological logic here is straightforward. By voluntarily stepping into a lower position, you remove the primary friction that triggers a defensive reaction in others. Paul traces this elevation tactic back to the historical self-sacrifice of Jesus. It is a peaceful logic that stops the cycle of retaliation. When you combine brutal honesty with radical humility, you create an environment where the other person feels safe enough to drop their own armor. With your words planned and your mindset shifted, it is time for step 5. Executing forgiveness. You are ready to approach the person in real life. Deliver the clear, encouraging script you drafted and immediately apply your tactic to elevate their viewpoint. Then comes the final action. Officially offer them your forgiveness, or, if you need it, humbly ask for theirs. This specific act of forgiveness destroys the legal and emotional barrier standing between you and the other party. Forgiveness replaces the state of hostility with a state of peace, establishing the new unified humanity Paul described. By executing these 5 steps, you have successfully applied an ancient logic to resolve a modern problem. You bypassed your initial anger, spoke the truth clearly, elevated your peer, and chose forgiveness. To make this process easier next time, you can build proactive habits. Using prayer, studying scriptures, and fostering healthy relationships acts as a permanent set of body armor. True unity requires constant practice, but when you make this your standard for resolving conflict, it reshapes every part of your daily life, from your friendships to your family.